good pussy sounds like.
Hey everybody, you're listening to two5 Cast, episode 28. I'm your host Mike. I'm here with Cam.
Hey there.
What does good pussy sound like again? It's macaroni.
My roommate was heating up some spaghetti earlier. Also, I just want to clarify, my roommate is very gay, and he was just like mixing up the spaghetti, and I was like, "That's what good pussy sounds like." He goes, "Well, I wouldn't know." It was funny.
Oh,
Again, very gay.
yeah.
And it made me laugh. I freaking made dinner, or I made lunch earlier, and he didn't eat it, but that's okay.
That's rude. Was it because?
Nope.
Okay.
I made hot.
Yeah, tell us what you made.
I made some mashed potatoes.
Hot boy. Yeah.
Hot boy. I was a hot boy earlier.
Yeah, man, it's so fucking nightmarish out there.
Yeah, I never wear tank tops, and I'm wearing a tank top today.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't wear tank tops because you can see my binder,
Mm-hmm.
but also a lot of tank tops, like for men, come down so far. Like, you see how far this comes down? So
yeah.
So if I were to just like,
It's a little sneak peek for the ladies to see your abs. You're like, yeah, what's up? What's up, hunties?
Boom, there you go.
There you go.
But yeah,
Take a gander.
I was a real hot boy. I even said that when I came down into your house. I was like, man, I was a hot boy. I was a hot boy. Hot boy.
I want to join you in this, but we can't just keep saying hot
I
boy
know,
through
sorry.
the whole podcast.
Oh, back to what I had made.
Yeah.
Made mashed potatoes with some chives and onions.
That's your lunch?
And then I also had some chicken.
Okay. I was like...
I put some chicken on the skillet and marinated it in Frank's Red Hot sauce. And he didn't eat any of it.
You're white, though.
That's okay.
You can't handle the spice.
You know what?
Right, Frank's Red Hot's not even that hot. To me.
No,
to me.
you're right. It isn't. I mean,
Okay.
it's just like...
I thought I was going to have to defend my fucking hill. I was going to die on here.
Like, what, you think that's not hot? No, like, Frank's Red Hot, it genuinely, like, to me,
It's got a bit of spice to it.
it tastes like a buffalo sauce. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like this is like just like a hot buffalo sauce. But,
You don't follow that white people thing where you don't use spice in your food, right?
Oh, fuck, no.
Okay,
oh, my
good.
God. And, you know, my roommate's also white, and he loves spice.
Yeah.
And I thank God every day. Like, we have 2 cabinets of spices.
When me and James lived together, he would always use cayenne pepper, and I knew it was
Did
going
you
to
say
be...
Kanye?
Oh, fuck.
Kanye pepper?
Kanye West pepper. Kanye West doing his Kanye best, goddammit.
Keep going. Oh, dude.
No, help me out, because now I can't think of anything but Kanye.
Cayenne
Pepper. Kanye West pepper. And I knew it was going to be good because when I got close, my sinuses were like on fire. And I was like, yes, this is going to be the exact amount of heat I want.
Yeah, I love it. There's a little... the only thing I'm really... okay, there's quite a few things I'm really
There
sad
was
about.
2 sensations I always had while living there. Bleeding my nose and cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper.
Yeah, thank you.
Go.
Sorry, you saw it in my eyes. I was gonna stutter and
Just go.
just talk about rappers again and Wiz Khalifa pepper.
Wiz Khalifa... Wiz cauliflower...
What are you going with this?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a name, but I couldn't. And the only thing that came close was cauliflower. But that's a vegetable. Oh my God. All I can think about is that scene from Parks and Rec. It's like, is this broccoli dead? He picked up the fucking cauliflower. I don't know the exact quote, but that was essentially what it was. It was really funny.
Parks and Rec, real good.
It's such a good show.
Someone said, ignore that. Someone said that Stranger Things was in the Parks and Rec universe because they're in the same area. Keep talking.
It was you.
No, that's all I had to say.
Oh, shit. I was like, okay, waiting for him to say more.
No.
They're in the same area.
Same universe, because they're like related. I think they mentioned something about.
Okay, so Parks and Rec took place in what state? In Indiana? Was it
Indiana? Yes,
Indiana.
thank you.
Was Stranger Things also in Indiana? I don't remember. I binged it in a whole day, so I.
Truth be told, and never watched it.
It was one of those things where I was like, fuck it. People are telling me to watch it because they say it's so good. It's like probably not that good, but it actually wasn't that bad.
Red Letter Media boys really liked it.
Yeah, I would 10 out of 10. Totally recommend. It's only like 7 episodes.
Should we do a commentary on it?
It's like 7 hours long.
I mean, we could do like 1 or 2 episodes, and
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to do it all at once.
like I said, it's good. I definitely recommend it. That's, again, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
What would you give Bandits? the recording that was supposed to go up Friday, but I thought was broken for some reason, but turned out to sound fine. It was so strange, dude. Like
No,
I'm being
it's
so
cool.
serious
No, it's cool.
when I was editing it, just like, oh no,
Fuck.
fuck,
Did a goof.
did a big goof cam. Uh-oh.
I mean, like, any reason's valid. I'm not like. I don't do the editing, so
No, what
I
was
can
your
only just take
what
word.
was your
Oh, sorry.
10 out of what? What out of what 10? I mean,
I mean, the entire an hour 45 minutes was like a 3 out of 10. The last 15
wait,
minutes,
Bendis was
9
like
out of
2
10.
hour, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying the first half. Sorry.
Not even the first half. The first
Uh,
hour and 45 minutes was a 3 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
The last 15 minutes, friggin' 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
It
'cause
was so good.
It was a good build up. Like they established everything they needed to have the ending they needed, or they
They did it in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then that was it. Like, I mean, I guess not really, but I don't know.
I feel like if that first part was like the first half of the movie, like they spent like 30 minutes, first act, 30 minutes establishing the characters, and this is just like, I don't know, basic movie. But what I would want to see is the climax in the middle of it, and I want to see aftermath in movie, because usually
I
you get
love
climax and then maybe get a little bit of a prologue.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes of a prologue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I also love that. Like when they spend a little bit of time introducing each character and then kind of show, depending on the movie, because I mean, fucking, if you're gonna have like another Avengers movie, you don't need that shit.
Yeah, you don't need to
But-
introduce. Maybe like you give the status of the world and a little screen time to the new people, but we get it. Tony Stark's been in 5 movies now, 6 if you count Spider-Man,
Oh yeah, you're right.
7 if you count Captain America. Holy shit!
Oh, what? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I really loved Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
yeah. That was
That was such a good movie. It's so funny.
It's such a just. I don't even know how to describe it, but that movie
I would
was
love
like,
to do a commentary on that.
yes, me
Okay,
too.
I'll add that to the list.
Okay, that
It's
he's playing a black man, right?
yeah,
But he's like really like an Australian.
He's playing an Australian man playing a black
Yeah.
man, and it's the dumbest shit ever, and I love it. My
They
favorite.
do use the R word, which I'm not really cool with.
You're right. I'm also not okay with that, but that's out of like my control. Like that's just the movie. You're like, e. But of all the things wrong with that movie, their use of the R word
Pussy juice.
to me is, I mean, it's like a priority, but it's not probably number one. Like there's things that I'm like, I mean, again, we'll have to watch it. I'm gonna point them out to you when I'm like, this is not okay. I mean, the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is playing a black man.
That's pretty not
That's-
okay either.
I mean, that's
Blackface.
That's blackface.
Yeah.
But you know what? They fucking went for it, and I think he did it like. I think he did a pretty decent job. Like the character, he wasn't just like doing it. Like it was obviously like that was the elephant in the room, and they just continuously addressed it, and not in like a weird way, not like in a well, maybe he's just like not sure. They're just like, man, are you a fucking idiot? Like, what is going on?
And then the rapper that was with them was just like, no, we are not black. I am black.
Yeah, he just like kept using like us brothers. He's like, ain't no brother here. Like, it was that movie is really good, and like. Honestly, I think that's like my favorite role Tom Cruise has ever done.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
to be
That's
honest,
fair.
I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan,
Yeah.
but just like the a-hole except I did like War of the Worlds.
Mhm.
That was not
Okay.
a bad movie. I enjoyed it. Felt like that weird sci-fi shit.
We'll have to definitely do Tropic Thunder.
For sure. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I think.
We'll
don't
have to
remember
check and probably get disappointed, like typically happens. Like I thought, like Scorchway, I thought was on there somewhere being streamed, and no.
It ain't being. I guess it's hard when you pick like. You have to pick like big name movies.
Yeah.
You know. Also, have you ever seen Sausage Party?
I don't want to watch Sausage Party.
Okay, I would love to do a commentary because it's fucking awful,
Yeah.
and I feel so
Uh-huh.
bad because when I went to see it with my mom and my sister. I didn't want to see this movie. I was like, I will be fine if I just don't ever see this movie. And so my sister and my
I
mom.
think I remember you going to it, and I'm just like, why?
My sister and my mom were like, I want to see it so bad. And I was like, you know what? I love them. I will just go and humor them. And the entire time, people in the theater were just laughing at like the jokes. I'm like, this is not funny. This is just not good.
It is
And then
so.
it's bad.
So, I think, God, what is his name? I think it's Larry. No, the guy from Red Letter Media. Like I've been again watching a lot of them, and he had a really good point. Not Mike, the other one. I can't remember his name. He had a really good point that, or he said something
It's
that
like the
related to
blondie
me.
looking one.
Yeah, the one where he was like, "I'm thinking about shaving my beard or getting rid of my beard," and he was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a beard. What's her name?"
Yes. Yeah. I felt bad because I wanted to say the gay one, but that's because I remembered that, and I was like, actually, I don't know if he's actually gay. Probably should. I'm gonna assume.
Anyway, he said something that I related to, that in comedies I'm really not entertained in a funny way. It's like the obtuse, like weird humor that always gets me. Like in Bandits, like there's a part where they're doing a fade, a crossfade from a man sitting in a room, and he is on the left side of the screen, and as they're fading, on the right side of the screen is a lighthouse, and for a hot second it almost looked like he was like imagining a lighthouse, and I just started laughing.
It's like the weird catch you off humor. Like, I don't know.
Like, that wasn't meant as a joke, but I found that so funny. And that movie is a drama, comedy,
it said
romance?
it was like it was said drama romance.
Okay, no comedy?
No comedy, but boy oh boy, it kind of was.
Yeah.
And but with Sausage Party, they went for like the lowest hanging fruit,
Yeah.
and it was just not good. They had a fucking, I mean, they show like, okay, spoiler alert, if you've never seen Sausage Party, there's probably like
Hold
a
on,
good.
let me take my headphones off. Okay, go ahead.
He just took his headphones off for everyone who can't see us.
For comic effect.
It was good though,
Yeah.
nice dude. I've said this continuously. When you say you're gonna do things, I'm like, oh no, you're not. You do. Like, you are not afraid to just fucking do it.
There was a time where Jackie said something about putting something in her mouth, and she just did it. And I think that's when you realize that me and Jackie are really related, because not too long ago I did something similar.
Yep, and it was just like a fucking arts and craft fuzzball. I was like, that's what it was. And he pretended to eat it, and I was like, oh, you didn't eat that. And so he just goes, ugh, it just comes out of his mouth. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why do you do these things? I love it though.
I commit myself to the joke.
And it pays off every time.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. But again, spoiler alert, in Sausage Party, there's like a 7 to 10 minute scene of just like a big orgy,
yep.
like a food orgy.
I
and
thought
it's
you
the
were going to
weirdest
talk
shit
about
ever.
this, and I was going to make a joke about it. I was going to say, do you remember the 15-minute fuck scene that they had? And I
sure
Yep.
did. And my mom was like, oh, this is so funny. They have a taco. It's like a I was like, this is not funny. This was so bad. And I felt bad walking out of the theater because they were like, I loved it. It was so good. And I'm like, how do I just say this was like a piece of shit without offending them?
How do you though? Because there was a movie I saw with someone, and like it was a comedy, and I was just like, I am pretending to be entertained here because I don't want to offend you, because you told me that this movie is so funny. And I'm like, sure, there were some
Was
parts.
it me?
No, don't worry. It's no one you know. There were parts where like clearly it was meant for humor, and the other person laughed, and I was just like, yeah, oh, I get it, yeah. And I'm just like fake laughing, and I'm just like,
Yep.
oh my
You're
god,
like,
I can't
oh,
believe
yeah,
you did that.
good joke.
And
Went for it.
they were like, that was one of the funniest movies I saw all year, and I was just like, why are you like this? Like,
Yeah. Yep. I totally feel that.
how do I continue my life respecting you after this?
I mean, when we were walking to the theater, I just stayed silent and let them talk. And then whenever they asked me
cried.
for my opinion, I was just like, yeah, there was some parts that I was like, I kind of saw it coming. I like knew they were gonna make that joke, but otherwise it was okay. Because I was like, that is the only way I can say I don't like this without not being rude. So,
You're just like making weird noises.
That's how I felt. And like, I was sitting right between my mom and my sister, so it was my mom, me, and then my sister, and they were laughing, and the theater was packed with people laughing, and I'm like, why do you guys think this is funny?
For example,
Sorry, we're just ragging on Sausage Party.
no, you're
but-
fine. For a good example of what the kind of shit I find funny in movies, you watched Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the scene where they're all like shaking hands because they like saved the city,
Yes.
and the guy totally 100% gets snubbed,
Yes.
and he has to like just like fucking roll with it, even though
Yeah.
like Wonder Woman just like totally
She's like,
ignored it.
"Bye."
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Me and Jackie both saw that. Only ones laughing in the theater, and it was the funniest thing to us.
And like the scene where I don't know what her name is, what her actual like Wonder Woman's name is.
Diana.
Thank you. Yeah, Diana something. I should know this because my roommate is obsessed with Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman. Yeah. Anyway,
I only know it because Batman always calls her Wonder Woman.
Oh, my roommate owns all of the DVD, like owns every episode of the TV series with Linda Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever that came out, he was like, "We're gonna go see it," and so we did.
Oh,
But that scene when they're in the boat and they're talking about like those books on sex and stuff,
that was all ad-libbed, right?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's what Tumblr seems to keep saying.
Well, cool. Go them. It kind of paid off, but a lot of people were really, really laughing, and I found it just more endearing. I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of like I get it. Like I get why they did that. Like I guess there's like an awkward like sexual tension there.
Yeah,
like very clear.
So the whole movie, I thought he was married.
I sure shit did too.
And I was just
Until
like, is he just gonna like cheat on his wife? And then during the movie, sorry for spoilers, like we're gonna get kind of into it, not too deep, but
yeah.
The secretary I thought was his wife.
Oh.
And I thought he was like, oh, here's the wife. Oh, here we go. This is Diana, this beautiful woman. Hi, wife. And I thought that was how that movie was going to turn out. I swore I had already talked to you about this, so we might have already talked about it in the podcast. Okay. But I was like so fearful that it was just like, look at Wonder Woman. She is in Amazon. She's so fit and tall and pretty.
Cheat on my...
And here's my like short, fat wife who's like always worried about me. Fuck her, I guess, as I fuck this Amazon princess.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I was so scared that that's how the movie was going to turn out.
I had to lean over and whisper during like the, again, spoiler alert, like kind of like love making scene. I was like, is he married? And he's like, no, they get together.
I'm so happy I'm not the only one.
And then I was like, is she allowed to do that? Is she allowed to have sex with him?
I mean,
because
what if
I
it's
didn't
just
know.
Kendall down there?
But
she's
like,
made of clay.
But honestly, like in my mind,
fucking
that's
Zeus
what,
had to make her pussy, dude.
That
he had
is
to
what I
go in there
thought.
and sculpt it.
But like that is what I thought because I knew absolutely nothing about Wonder Woman except like for this movie. So whenever my roommate and I we were gonna go see it, I didn't know anything. I just know he really loves her. I don't know why. I have like my ideas, but this was the new movie was my first exposure to Wonder Woman at all. So like I wanted to know like the background. So when we left, I had asked him if it was if the story they established was essentially like the sort of like correct story that he learned about or saw in the TV series or the comics or anything, and he said like there's like differences and stuff, but
Right.
But I thought I was like, oh, she just can't have sex. Like, she's just like none of them.
Kendall, yeah.
Like none of them have sex. Like she doesn't have. Like I thought they were like essentially all asexual.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yep, and that's why I'm like, why is she fucking him? Why? I thought she didn't like that. But then I was very wrong. I was extremely incorrect.
So there's a comic panel, a couple pages that people that like implies that Wonder Woman is trans. Because she's like, just because something like implying that she has a penis, just because I have that, mankind thinks I'm a man or something like that. Like she's outraged at that idea, and like, who knows like what the actual full in context conversation was, but that leads me to believe that also maybe some of the Amazons were also M2F. Trans people,
or they could have just like
or
had penises.
Agent, or yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, like they're supposed to be like. Well, actually,
but
you're not
they also
wrong.
said that they haven't had a baby there since whatever. Like she was the first baby.
Yeah. Well, and it also makes me So there was that then, because if there were like empty, like if male to female, like trans women, and they all like they are engaging in sex, like then someone is bound to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And have had a
They
baby.
got Amazonian condoms. Don't worry.
Maybe from those fucking banana leaves or some shit. Yikes, that hurts.
You just stuff them up the urethra. Nothing getting out there. Oh,
No,
you're right
thank
there?
you. I'm thinking of things going in the urethra, and that doesn't sound good to me.
Okay.
And I will defend myself to the day I die about that one.
Okay.
Whatever.
Not a fan of sounding it.
Well, it's different. Like,
Yes, I know. We don't need to get into
I
it.
was like, did you want me to get into this? I sure will.
It's different.
It's different.
You're like your chin went up. It's different.
It is. It is different.
Oh.
That's what I was saying. I will defend myself. And I thought you.
No
really
one's
wanted-
attacking you. Don't worry, dude. Not yet.
Yeah, well, it feels like it. I'm feeling so attacked right now.
You got any other fresh memes from 3 years ago?
Exactly. I was like, where are you gonna go? Fuck! I'm sorry. I keep hitting this desk and the mic.
It's okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Control yourself.
This is it. This is my final position.
I liked Wonder Woman though. Speaking
I
about
did.
a movie that
I
came
did
out
like
a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, real
I did
good.
too.
What I was talking about Wonder Woman recently because of Andrew. He recently saw both Wonder Woman and Rogue One. God, Rogue One's so good.
I know.
Yeah.
I went to a shoe store and I had the Mandalore shirt on.
Okay. Sorry, I was just like,
Where'd you think I was going
and they
with
had Rogue One shoes. They had Adidas instead of a little Adidas symbol. It was an Imperial Star Cruiser.
Thanks, dude. And some
A little
dude.
X-wing on it. And when you light up, it does.
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
And then when you're like standing there, it just hums like. That would be obnoxious as shit.
Yeah.
If you had like
The fidget
shoes,
spinner that.
shoes that like made a whole bunch of noise or whatever.
Mhm.
So.
The new lightsaber. So Kylo Ren gets rid of his lightsaber and he gets a fidget spinner lightsaber. A fidget
Yeah?
saber.
A
Yep.
fidget saber.
Uh-huh.
Is it on the part?
Wow, you really hit it. How you doing, Cam?
I want to fucking
Beat the
die.
shit out of that microphone.
It does me my money.
So, describe what you imagine this lightsaber fidget spinner.
Like I'm trying to think
light
of like
spinner.
how that logically would make sense.
It
but the
doesn't?
only thing I could think of is it's just a normal lightsaber with the fidget spinner on the end, and it just spins like a fucking pinwheel whenever you move it. Just like look at here.
Actually, funny enough, there's in the Star Wars Rebels, the Inquisitors have spinning lightsabers. Like they hold onto the hilt, and it has a circle around it, and it rotates around the circle, and the blades are on the end. And they can fucking helicopter with it. It's the dumbest thing.
Ooh.
People really like Star Wars Rebels, and I've watched quite a bit of it, and I was getting into it, but nowhere near as good as Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yeah,
the
you
animated
often talk
series.
about
Yes.
the Clone Wars.
It is so good, dude.
Yeah.
People can skip season 1 and go back to it if they were into it as much as I am. Highly, highly recommended
Why would you say skip season 1?
because it's rough. I think a lot of shows have a rough season 1. How I Met Your Mother, one of my more favorite shows, even though Ted Mosby is not a good role model, has a rough season 1. What's his name? Barney Stinson is totally not well written out. He's just a catchphrase machine, and he just keeps saying it and saying it. He has no
yeah.
character behind him. But as they progress, they really do buff out his character, like they expand it out, and it's a much better show after that.
Yeah, that's something I also have never been into, like How I Met Your Mother. But I don't know.
That show
I looked at
pays
a lot
off.
of these shows and was just like,
That show pays off people who are dedicated to watching it all the way through. They will do jokes that are so short, like a sentence long, and if you've been watching the whole series, you will catch them. But if not, they're already moving on to something else.
Is it like a reference to like a later
Yep,
season?
or
episode?
earlier. Yeah,
Yeah, the Shameless, because I think I've talked about this before. Like maybe I don't know if I've done it on the podcast, but I know I talk about it all the time to you. I've been really into Shameless lately, and my roommate and I are like binging the entire 7 seasons that are on Netflix, and there's 12 episodes in every season, and there's an hour long each. So that's how much time we've dedicated, which is a lot, like in a short span of time. but they will make jokes or like some references to older episodes that if you hop in like right in the middle or whatever, you're not gonna get it.
Okay.
You're gonna be like, what
But
the fuck
you know what? Those
happened?"
jokes aren't for people who are hopping in the middle. They're for the dedicated fans, and I appreciate that.
And it's a good show. And speaking of like why I love the show so I think it was on HBO. I don't know if it's like actually on television. It has to be. I think there's 8 seasons, but there's only 7 on Netflix. But today, as I was watching it while I was making lunch, there was a trans guy on there. They actually had a trans guy. I think I said this when I came in. And so as soon as I saw him, like I knew he was trans, but I don't know if that's just because I'm
Choose
also
stereotype.
trans. Yep, that's me. But I think it's just because I knew, like, when I'm in my everyday life, I tend to sort of like
Can I-
realize when someone's like on the trans spectrum.
I like to ask post-op, pre-op.
He was post-op,
Yep. Okay.
and so
Sorry, I don't mean to derail you, but
No, it's
typically,
okay.
whenever someone is a trans individual is presented on television, post-op,
it is, and it's a little
because
kind
it's
of
like
annoying because it's like
general audience couldn't understand how someone with sexual characteristics could be something other than what those sexual characteristics imply. I don't know how to word
Yeah.
that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well,
Like-
again, like there's only been one movie where I've seen a trans woman who has had her genitalia like as it was when she was born. I cannot think of the movie for the life of me, but she got out of the water and they just did like a full body shot and you saw
Boom,
everything.
there it is.
And I was
It's like
surprised.
the fucking Watchmen, some blue dick swinging around.
I've never seen The Watchmen, so
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck that reference is. Like,
There is no reference.
like-
I'm being literal.
what the fuck? I don't know. I've never watched it.
Okay.
But something that did make me happy, I will say, is that it is an actual trans man.
Yeah. Okay.
Like his character is trans, but also the person playing that is
Yeah.
an actual trans man. Sense8, which they fucking canceled, so fuck you, Netflix. Did that as well. In Sense8, they had a trans woman played by a real life trans woman.
That's
And
awesome.
That representation is
Yeah.
just
I
so fucking
totally
important.
did not mean to take anything away from the fact
Nope,
that
it's cool.
it was post-op, but
It. He.
no. Sorry. Yeah, I guess I said it. That he was.
I mean, I guess I'm referring to the character. And
No. Sorry. I didn't mean to have it sound like that. I had that he was post-op.
okay. Yeah. I mean, it is, like, again, very typical. But
Why
also.
did I say it? Cam knows me well enough. I don't
You did.
shy around. Like,
You did. You said it.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out why. Because like,
You were.
I'm saying
you were just being an asshole. You probably had a reason, or you had like a couple different thoughts.
Sure.
I don't know.
But what I'm trying to say is that Cam knows me well enough that I'm not shy around people. Like I get pronouns right. And sorry. Anyway.
Unlike me.
No justification. I messed up. I apologize.
No, I will defend you, Mike. A reason I have been so comfortable like working at the Pokemart is because you have been like my number one advocate for people addressing me in the correct pronoun usage and my name. Like even though my name is Kamden, it's legally not Kamden.
Right.
And I mean, on the computer for a while, it wasn't like that. It's been changed. So
And then people are like, who is this? And I mean,
all the time, and it's like, I mean, I can have that conversation. I'm used to having that conversation, but it's still like, what has it been? 4 years, 5 years since I started transitioning. Like, it's still kind of uncomfortable at times because it's like I don't know how this person's gonna respond. So it's I don't know. I feel bad talking about being trans because I feel like sometimes people think I'm one dimensional, like I'm just trans, but
like, this is your character. Like, describe Kamden in 4 words. Well,
transgender.
that's
Erd.
2. And
There you
Erd.
go.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know. I know that it's one. It depends if you 1 or 2 words. I don't know. Some people do both. But you have genuinely, like, told people, even customers, like you kind of go out of your way to make sure that people, again, even customers, know that like I am a male and my name is Kamden, And again, if you had not done that, I probably wouldn't be as comfortable, like,
Aw,
in my
dude.
environment. Dude, fucking thank you.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah, you're welcome, but also I'm doing it because I'm a pretty basic human being.
yeah, I know, but
I'm doing
that's
the
like,
standard, what should be expected of people.
but that's like the shitty thing is like, I have to thank you. Like, I don't have to, but I appreciate so much like you doing that because that it's so rare that that happens. So it's like, why is it so rare that that happens? Like, why are people so hesitant to, you know, do things like that? And a lot of like, I feel in any way, trans people who are well known or actors, they are also that identify as trans men or trans women. They're not non-binary, except in Shameless, they did have some people who are like all along the trans spectrum, so it was
Oh,
really cool. Yeah, they're
that's awesome.
introducing a character to the different spectrums of trans, but a lot of well-known trans people are specifically trans men or trans women who are very much like post-op. So like Laverne Cox, as much as I love her, she's beautiful. She's very post-op, like Chaz Bono.
By the reason why I brought that up is, again, it's almost as if like, well, of course, we're gonna have a trans, like the big wig executives, like, all right, we're gonna have a trans person, but they gotta
So
be
then we
post
know
off.
like we're
Yeah.
we're fucking diverse
Yeah.
and up with the times.
But it's never
But
like
God forbid it looks like it. Of course, there we go. I'm an asshole. But I mean, that's how I feel like people would be. They would. People have called me it before.
the reason why I would want someone who's not post-op who goes by trans is because there's so many people who cannot afford the operation, and I would like that some sort of representation available for them.
Yeah, the trans guy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like the character, the things he was saying were very very blatantly like kind of transphobic. Actually, they were very blatantly transphobic. He was so into the guy, and he's like, "What do you mean? You're like not a dude? You have a fucking vagina?" So it's like,
Uh-oh.
But you know what? Congratulations to that character because he fucking learned. Because that was his first exposure to trans people. But a lot of people, like they didn't like in the show Shameless. They didn't even cover like the guy explained like he had top surgery, but he didn't talk like he didn't actually say like how he afforded it. Because like let me tell you, I had a consultation for top surgery. I'm probably not gonna go with that surgeon, but it's $7,000 out of pocket, and
Not
I
cheap.
fucking don't have that at all. Like
And then you compound the fact that you'll be missing work because it's a very like intrusive, because it's like you have to wear special like binders while it heals, right?
That's $7,000 was everything included.
Oh,
like,
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, and some people don't. Some people like it's just a surgery that's $7,000, and I had found he's local, but the person that I want to meet with and have a consultation with is in Kansas City. So on top of like $7,000 to $8,000 for her, because I know somebody else who had a consultation with her of like her surgery. There's also like that special chest compression that you have to wear, and all the other finances that come along with it. But then like the travel fees, how much you have to pay in travel fees,
Right.
and as soon as like after you have surgery, she requires you stay there a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, fuck. That's a week of work I'm missing.
Yep.
So I'm missing out on money, but that's also a week's worth of like money that I could be saving like for groceries or car payments or food or anything that I have to put towards just sitting in a hotel, getting better. It's shitty.
I do want to correct myself. I don't know if it's actually intrusive. It's not the most intrusive surgery. I imagine it being so because it requires you a lot of bedtime afterwards.
Yeah, have you ever like watched videos of people having like top
No.
surgery? It's crazy.
I also
I've
don't watch
watched-
videos of people getting their blemishes removed.
You know what? That's
So-
relaxing, so stop.
Okay.
I love
We
it.
do have to wrap it up. I did want to add at the very end one series that has a great season 1.
Yeah, sure.
Psych. Psych has a great season 1.
Yeah, I've never seen it. You've mentioned it before, and I thought about going back to like try and watch it.
You should.
I see like little bits of it like on Tumblr and stuff. I'm like, man, this looks like a funny show.
It is a funny show.
All right, well, there's Mike's recommendation.
Yep.
Go watch Psyched, y'all.
All right, I think that's it for us.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
So, bye everybody.
Bye, guys. And girls. and non-binary.